Last year, the Vikings saw what they had in Sean Mannion in Week 17, and it's not great, right? So if Kirk Cousins was abducted by aliens. Now, if you're new to the channel, again, welcome. But we don't necessarily talk about injuries because we feel like that's sort of some bad mojo, some bad juju. So we talk about alien abductions in place of injuries. So say Kirk Cousins got abducted by aliens this season. I mean, what's the Vikings record if they rolled with Sean Mannion or one of the young kids? 4-12, maybe. Sean Mannion is not the answer. So why not bring in a backup quarterback who was league MVP a mere 5 seasons ago and is still young, by the way. Vikings need to sign one Cameron Newton. Bring it down one time. War damn Eagle. That's right. So background on Cam. So you know, number 1 overall pick out of Auburn, 2011. National champions, Gene Chizik for some reason, but really Gus Malzahn for the Tigers. That was a Christian Ponder year where it was Cam, and then it was Locker and Gabbert, and then Ponder. Just like, yeah, whatever. 3-time Pro Bowler. First team All-Pro in 2015, the same year he was league MVP. And then he lost a Super Bowl to Gary Kubiak. He's just like, here you go. Well, mainly it was Mike Remmers won Gary Kubiak that Super Bowl for how he handled Von Miller. But yeah, it's neither here nor there. 2018, last 2 years. 2018 has been plagued by injuries. He had a shoulder issues in 2018. 2019, missed all but 2 games due to a Liz Frank injury. That's a foot issue. And there are a lot of questions about said shoulder and foot. And it's the main reason that he remains unsigned, as the main reason why he isn't going to get an opportunity to be a starting quarterback this year. But also, you look around, I mean, a lot of the retreads ain't happening, right? You look at Andy Dalton taking a backup job in Dallas. You look at Jameis taking a backup job in New Orleans. And some of these guys who are very recent starters and recent very decent starters, I mean, just they ain't getting the time of day. You got new young kids coming in, and that's the name of the game. But the main reason he remains unsigned is because of those health issues. Teams can't get him in for medical rechecks. Plus, I mean, Cam's style of play, and something that we absolutely adored. It was so fun, just him absorbing hits and running, as well as just, you know, taking on like a 6'5", 260 defensive end because he's bigger. Cam Newton's bigger than that D end. And then all of a sudden, still looking downfield, and he corks that beautiful deep ball. It was great. It was a lot of fun, but all those hits, they do add up. So even though Cam is still relatively young, he's only 30 years old right now, turns 31 in 3 days on May 11th. Happy early birthday, by the way, Cam. I mean, that does add up. That does take a toll. Look at Roethlisberger, played with a very similar style for a number of years, and now he's just like, no. Not so much. And yes, he did miss out on a decent free agent deal or even a starting opportunity because of the Rona. And I say, bring him on in. He says he's open to taking a backup job because I think he realizes that that's pretty much his only option this year if he wants to play in 2020. I say give him the Andy Dalton deal. The Andy Dalton 1 year, $3 million deal with incentives up to 7 if you actually do get on the field. I mean, I think that's going to be his best deal at this point. And yes, you will have to wait until you get Sugarman, until you get the team doctors there. It's like, Cam, let's see the foot. Cam, let's see the arm. Cam, are you still vegan? Cam's health really declined when we went vegan, but neither here nor there. But for a minimal price, which you can afford, and you have the roster space, you can bring in a former league MVP to be your backup. And if stuff really hits the fan, you feel a lot more confident with Cam Newton coming off that bench, trotting in good old number 1, as opposed to Sean Mannion number 4. And I can hear in the comment section just that. Oh, he is a bad teammate. Oh, he's full of drama. Blah, 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 blah. According to who? According to you? Ask any Panthers teammate. Have they ever said a bad word about him? Well, except for the one that he fought in training camp, but that was sort of on him. Is that Josh Norman? Pretty sure it was. Or go back to Auburn. Any other former teammate of Cam Newton ever said a bad word about him? Any coach? No, absolutely not. I think what it is that Cam is just different. Like, he's got that swagger. He wears the funny hats post game, and yeah, sometimes he's got pouty body language on the sidelines. But so did Jay Cutler, right? And Cutler always got the time of day. So and then they start grasping at straws for reasons not to like Cam Newton. It was like, oh, he may have gotten paid by Mississippi State in college and didn't even go there. He didn't even honor the bribe. What kind of honor is that? That's okay. Oh, college athletes getting paid by schools and boosters. No way. No way. Right. And then he was dismissed from Florida for the whole laptop thing. Should have been the heir apparent to Tebow. I get it. Yeah. And even now, what was it? We're like 15 years removed from that. It's still Scam Newton. Okay. Cool. Great. But it's stupid. What does that have to do with him right now being a viable NFL backup in 2020? That's what I want to know. Like, what does ancient history from like 12, 13 years ago have to do with him now? So, bottom line, even if he's like 80% healthy at 80% capacity, I mean, Cam Newton is still twice the player Sean Mannion is. Let's be honest here. And I do not care if God King / GM Kirky Cousins feels a little bit uneasy about a popular player like Cam as his backup. Like, honestly, if you're not mentally tough enough to not worry about your backup who's making 1/10 of your salary, you're going to fail anyway. So let's just put this out there as a litmus test. But I think you have a cheap, low risk, decent reward if poop really hits the fan type backup quarterback. And I would feel a lot more comfortable with that because alien abductions happen all the time. All the time. So suture that up. Or do you really feel comfortable with Mannion or Jake Browning or Nate Stanley? Is that what it is right now? But yeah, Vikings sign Cam Newton. Your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up in the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.